Yep, it has already started. This is my third time trying to do this video. Um, but hopefully I finally have time to do it because I don't have any interruptions. I've been trying to record some videos and I've had multiple interruptions. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is a very universal truth. There will come a time when a beloved comedian will peak at a certain point in time, and for example, Eddie Murphy in the 80s with 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America, and Adam Sandler in the 90s with, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and SNL, um, and Big Daddy and Wedding Singer, Waterboy, Big Daddy. Now, there's so many films in the 90s that Sandler did. That was like peak Sandler, in my opinion. Um, and Mike Myers um, peaked at as well in the 90s, just like Sandler. But entirely different, like with SNL and the Wayne's World movies, So I Married an Axe Murderer, and the Austin Powers movie. Even in the early 2000s with the Shrek movies, like at least the first two Shrek movies. 3 was not good. 4 was okay. I'll admit it. Four was okay. Actually, let me see if I can at least see myself on camera because yeah, I'm like pointed like this. Maybe I've got to lower it down so you can all see my face. No, I'm not gonna do that. All right. Point is, those said comedians, they'll become famous. They'll peak at a certain point that one day they decide to not only star in a certain movie, like not only do they star in the movie, but they also produced it and also wrote the screenplay or like at least story treatment. So they have full creative control in it whatsoever. Financing, the director, the whole shebang. Adam Sandler had did it, and the whole point is they do those movies and they end up being the worst films they ever did in their career. Adam Sandler has Jack and Jill. Eddie Murphy, it's Norbit. And even Mike Myers is victim because of today's film. But I will say this, whereas Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy managed to make it back on the rebound, with Sandler doing Uncut Gems, and, Murphy doing Dolomite Is My Name, and, both of them getting critical praise, and even awards buzz, Oscar buzz, even though they never eventually got nominated. Mike Myers made The Love Guru, and he never recovered from it. Because not only was the film lambasted by critics and audiences, Myers himself, to this day, I think, even regrets it. I got to look it up later, but I think that the thing is, after this movie, he only had a small role in Inglourious Bastards, and then he did Shrek Forever After, and then after that, he decided to take a break from, acting in a way. And, I think because he wanted to spend time with his family. And then 4 years later, after Shrek Forever After, he did a documentary. And the thing with The Love Guru is this movie came out at a point where it was well known, it was starting to become well known to the world that Mike Myers was very difficult to work with because you hear stories about, the Cat in the Hat, and the truth about that movie was he was legally forced to do it because he was originally supposed to do a Dieter's Day movie with, Brian Grazer producing and Bo Welch, a production designer, directing. And plans for that fell through, and Myers moved on. But Universal said, "You got to do at least one movie for us, or we're suing you." And so Myers was forced to do Cat in the Hat. In fact, there have actually been reports that, and I hear that Mike Myers is too much of a perfectionist because there's always going to be times where he's doing a lot of takes that don't feel right. I don't know what it is. Like, there's like a lot of long, pointless takes, and Myers is like, they're thinking, No, I don't think I did good. Let's try that again. No, I don't think you get the point. And if the Cat in the Hat was like the start of the downfall of Mike Myers, the Love Guru was the final nail in the coffin. Because this film, I think, won a lot of Razzies, and it kind of screwed up Myers, and he was like, well, I guess people don't like me anymore. I don't know if people still like him. I don't know, but I think Myers has yet to make a movie where he has a big comeback. I think he has yet to do a film like Uncut Gems or Dolomite Is My Name. Because even though he was in Bohemian Rhapsody, that was more of a cameo role. More of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the Wayne's World fans. And he also did a movie with Margot Robbie, but I think he still has yet to do a movie where where the public falls in love with him again. Same way with, Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy. I'm thirsty. Anyways, we got here Bad Movie Beatdown, The Love Guru from Film Brain or Matthew Buck. This is actually when he was a part of Channel Awesome, and way before the whole change the channel controversy. Which, as far as my thoughts on that are, Mike Michaud is to blame, but I think Doug Walker unfortunately can't kick out Mike Michaud. It's like Mike Michaud has blackmail pictures of Doug Walker. It's like, Doug, I think, has moved on from the matter, and he just doesn't want to. It's old news for me now, so let's just press play and let's, practically experience what is a cinematic kidney stone as the Love Guru. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I miss watching these videos. I know some of the Project X. I don't know who that is. That's Prometheus, Project X, don't know. Hey, Pilot 3 was awesome. I don't care what everyone says. There's Darkness, another Prometheus.
Hello and welcome to Bad Movie Beatdown. Hey, did you hear? Mike Myers has another movie out. Don't worry, it's just a documentary. But I can understand your...
Yeah, that's right. He did a documentary. I think this is in 2014. So this is like an old video, and Matthew's been kind of like, I think these videos always get his original videos are always copyright flagged, and he's always forced to edit them, and he re-uploads them because YouTube's copyright system is just strange to me. There are times where even I post reaction videos, and just when I think I'm in the zone, I'm in the safe, I'm safe for now. Studios flag it. If it's like a scene or I understand, in audio, if it's copyrighted music, I can mute it, but just because I react to a 2-minute trailer and the studios are like, now this is an Avenger level threat. Here's the thing, studios. I just want to react to stuff. Alright? I'm not trying to steal anything. I'm just reacting to your content. And just for the hell of it. I mean, lots of people do it. But if you have a problem with me reacting to your original content, then why the hell do you put your videos on YouTube? God, it's just sometimes, this, let's just get back to the video.
concern, especially if you even saw a trailer for The Love Guru. Canadian comedian Mike Myers is something of an oddity when you look at his career. After he hit it big on Saturday Night Live, residing in the hugely successful spin-off Wayne's World, Myers managed to parlay that into film superstardom in a way that only a select few from that show have. This is largely down to the Austin Powers films, which spoofed the James Bond movies in the 60s era they came from, and started as a cult hit to become a blockbuster trilogy. You think with that...
I will say, in my opinion, Austin Powers 3 is the best. It's just got the most funniest jokes. Run! He's Godzilla! He looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, which like it is Godzilla! Though it isn't. Ah! Like, Austin Powers. Man, I remember seeing those movies as a kid, and yeah. Sorry, it's dental floss.
And providing the voice of Shrek that the world was his oyster, but his filmography is quite slim when you take those three series.
Hold on. Alright, let's see. 2001 Shrek, and then Shrek the Halls. Yeah. Nobody knows anything in View from the Top. Yeah, after that, after Cat in the Hat, then Love Guru.
Out. This is largely because Myers is known for being a huge perfectionist and quite difficult to work with, to the point where Entertainment Weekly, in advance of The Love Guru, had an article that pretty much buried him, but boy is it a great source of information. To give you an idea of Myers' obstinacy, around when Austin Powers 2 came out, Myers was set to do a film version of his SNL character Dieter for producer Brian Grazer, but he refused a $20 million payday because he thought the script was substandard. That may sound noble until you realise he was the one that wrote that script, and according to recent reports, wasn't that bad either. The result was the film was cancelled and they started fleeing law.
I will say, I'm glad I never saw this movie.
Lawsuits at each other, with Grazer calling Myers egomaniacal with inexcusable bigotry. They eventually settled their differences, teaming up with Dieter movies.
You know, sometimes I should just be thankful to God that I at least have developed a brain. Well, you know, one of my friends, she says that she would use the Cat in the Hat as a way of punishing children. Like this movie should Cat in the Hat should be used as a way to punish children when you know they're in trouble. Like if they don't do their homework, fine, you watch Cat in the Hat. Did you break the vase? It's like, did you break that pot of flowers that I made for your mother? Mother, no. You're watching Cat in the Hat. This movie only exists to punish children. It's like this film is essentially, you know, the result of all the sins we have committed on Earth. This film has nothing to do with Dr. Seuss, and I can't believe I was so stupid as a kid to like it. The more I think about it, the worse I'm like, I wish sometimes time travel really was possible because I could stop myself from watching this film. Because I remember one time in school I wanted to watch it, but like my teacher was like, "No, don't watch it." If only I should have listened to him, honestly. And I think what my teacher was trying to do was shield me in a way from this horrible, horrible film. Like I said, I can't believe I was even stupid enough to like it, but it shows that I was a kid at the time, and, there's like that phase where you like stupid stuff, like, hey, let's say, you like seeing, elephants take a dump at the zoo, but your taste in humor, your tastes change over time. Honestly, I can't believe I even paused here. I should probably censor this, but I don't have the fancy editing equipment. You know, like the best fancy. I could just at least block this whole thing so I never have to see it again.
Director Bo Welch to make The Cat in the Hat. You know, maybe they were better off just not making a movie together. 2008's The Love Guru was Myers' first live-action movie since Goldmember and was...
No, since Cat in the Hat, like I mentioned, I hate correcting Matthew. In fact, in some of these edited videos, he even corrects himself. Where he's like, God, I'm so stupid, I gotta correct this. I gotta be honest, one time I was in a Marshall's and this movie was there, but I think I read on a site that it was not an appropriate movie for me to watch as a kid. I think it was Common Sense Media. Yeah, Common Sense Media. they're practically a joke nowadays, but looking back, I am so glad I made the safe bet to never watch this movie. I am thankful that I never saw this. I'm thankful that I never picked this up on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever it was. I remember seeing this DVD, I think it was at a Marshall's. Back when Marshalls and TJ Maxx actually sold movies. Now they don't sell them anymore. Sometimes I actually find something there at a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx, and it's basically a Battlefront game. It's just EA games. It's like, okay, no, that's not worth it. It comes to show.
Set to be his big comeback, having spent the intervening years honing the character at various comedy clubs, which given the results makes you wonder if they laughed because he was famous or simply out of pity. This is clearly Mars's baby through and through. The director has never helmed a movie before or since, but it was also very personal.
Wait, I'm returning here.
Through and through, the director has never
Marco Schnabel.
helmed a movie before or since, but it was also very personal for different reasons. Mars' good friends were Deepak Chopra, who became his spiritual advisor after his father's death in 1991, and the film was meant to be a delivery system for some wonderful ideas. That probably got lost somewhere because the movie was met with an overwhelming sea of hatred, with a 14% Rotten Tomatoes score and a 24 on Metacritic, and was a huge flop, making back only $40 million of its $62 million budget. The Razzies also took their pot shots, nominating it in several categories and winning Worst Screenplay, Worst Actor for Myers, and Worst Film. And Empire magazine readers voted it the third worst film ever in a 2010 poll, behind Battlefield Earth and Batman and Robin.
I'm gonna say this. If it was between me, if I had a choice to watch, not Dinah would not be an option. Because why the hell would I die? Say, if someone told me, if I was forced to watch a bad movie between this hunk of shit, Battlefield Earth, or Batman and Robin, I'd say Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is at least so bad it's good in a way. It's so bad you gotta see it to believe it. The thing is about Batman and Robin, I can appreciate it as so bad it's good. I wouldn't say. I'll say this: Batman and Robin. It's not worse than Catwoman. Catwoman is the worst DC film I ever saw. It's horrible. Oh God. Yeah. So I think it should switch. It should be number 3, Batman and Robin. I mean, that list was made in 2010. So yeah.
Myers has responded by going back into hiding, today only emerging briefly
Note from the future. This review was made 2014. Myers has since made some film appearances,
for
including
Inglourious Bastards, more Shrek voiceovers in his documentaries. So grab your prayer beads because you're definitely going to need them as we take a trip to explore the questionable spiritual teachings of Mike Myers, the love guru.
When I was a child in India, in the tiny village of Haran Makista, I found a voiceover machine, which I still use to this day.
Oh, Morgan, really? I know you become so...
Look, hearing that, it's like, in hindsight, I don't think this is actually the voice of an. It's like they combined the voice of Morgan Freeman with the voice of James Earl Jones. At least. I will say one of the more positive things of Coming to America, the Coming to America 2, was I remember seeing a reaction video to the trailer from Renegade Media Group, and Nate said, imagine epic rap battles of history, James Earl Jones versus Morgan Freeman, the voice of God in Mufasa. And when I saw Coming to America 2, literally they have Morgan Freeman in that one scene, and they have Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones in the movie. I can't remember, if they had any scenes together, because I haven't really bothered to go back and rewatch it because it was really meh. But yeah, at least that was awesome. Yeah, that really did not sound like Morgan Freeman. I thought it did, but I was like, wait, that sounds like James Earl Jones. It's like they hired a voice actor. I think they actually did offer this to Morgan Freeman, but Morgan Freeman was like, I'm sorry. I read the script. I think it's bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I think after you make Hard Rain, you learn a lot of things. Although he's made a movie even worse called Vanquish. Why, Morgan? Why do you do this to me?
So known for voiceover that even making fun of how ubiquitous you are has become a cliche. But seriously, the love guru? Are you trying to make those paycheck direct-to-video thrillers look good by comparison?
In my book, I speak of
Maybe.
intimacy. Intimacy is like putting your wiener on the table and having someone say, "That looks like a penis, only smaller."
I think he was trying to make an analogy there, but then he got distracted by a dick joke and then lost track of what the hell he was even saying.
This
A
is Mike
common trait
Myers.
across the rest of the film, let me assure you.
It's the story of a hockey
That's
player
Mike Myers
named
in a
Darren
nutshell. He just
Roanoke,
makes
who
dick joke
became
after
my
dick joke.
greatest teacher, or some such bullshit.
Isn't it fantastic when the title character dismisses his own movie as bullshit in its very first scene? If that's really what you think, Mike, write a better script! Cut to Hockey Night, commentated by Jim Gaffigan's Trent Luders and Stephen Colbert's Jay Kell, the latter of whom has a hilarious running gag about drug addiction to disguise the fact that they're Basil Exposition times 2. In fact, this whole
Oh man. Why, Stephen Colbert? Just stick to hosting.
profile, supposedly covering Romany Malco's Darren Roanoke, is literally them just describing the settlement backstory rather than showing any of it.
Roanoke.
Hold on. I now remembered. Matthew said that the two announcers were Basil Exposition times 2. Don't drag. I mean, Basil Exposition, man, he's like the best way to give off exposition. I heard as a kid, I never understood Basil Exposition. When I thought of Basil, I thought of, like, basil tomatoes. Uh, it's like, Austin, you've got a lot of explaining to do. Sorry, Basil, I thought she was a man. Man. Damn it, man, you're talking about my mother! Man. That Basil Exposition, a character who just exists for exposition. At least that was when Myers was starting. That was when he was at least that was back when he was creative.
Brought the sport to a whole new audience.
Black people playing hockey? What an absurd notion! They don't practice hockey in the hood! A superstar for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Darren seemingly had a perfect marriage to Prudence, played by Megan Good, until he separated from her because he wanted to shag models. Prudence then started dating
Hello, shot blatantly take film.
LA Kings goalie Jacques Lecoq Grande, played by Justin Timberlake, so named because, well, take a wild freaking
Look, that's it. This movie might actually this might kill me. I could have been watching something else. My dog's barking in the background is a better thing than. I feel like I can become temporarily blind from one. Man, the
gas. As a result, Darren's confidence has taken a significant
Shaking hands.
blow, and so too has his game. So he was the one who left his wife so he could sleep around, but then couldn't handle the fact that she was dating a man with a bigger penis. You know, some people might consider that karma. And if you think naming a character Big Cock is bad, wait until you learn the Maple Leafs coach is Punch Cherkov, played by Myers regular Vern Troyer.
Oh, I miss you. I miss Fred Troyer. It's so sad what happened to him.
So he gave him a last name that sounds like jerk off, so you know he's an asshole, a position that sounds like cock, and a nonsensical first name, so it can either be Cock Punch or Cock Jerk.
This is what I'm saying. Every Mike Myers movie, even it's like Mike Myers only knows dick jokes. It's like, I mean, I get it. Dick jokes are like the pinnacle of humor, but there's a fine. You got to know when enough. You can't do it all the time. If that's the only thing you're feeding off of. Unintentional. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Fuck off! All I know is that Mike Myers spends an alarming amount of time thinking about penises. The team
I
can't
think
win the
he's
Stanley
fine.
Cup without Roanoke, and the owner of the Maple Leafs, Jessica Alba's Jane Bullard, believes the only way to solve the problem is to bring in a love guru. Because it worked for the Yankees, apparently? So basically, Myers wrote a script where the main character is a parody of his best friend, set in his favourite sport, and he gets to hang around with his favourite team. I can't see why anyone could call it a vanity project.
Yeah, well, at least no. A parody of his best friend, his favorite sport, in his hometown. Because Myers was born in Canada, his home country. I would say this is just an excuse for Mike Myers to work at home. It's like every Adam Sandler movie where every film he makes is an excuse, like his bad comedies are an excuse to go on vacation. Only I would rather watch those because at least those had at least some slight entertainment value.
We move to Guru Pitka's ashram based in Los Angeles, where Pitka, played by Myers, plays his sitar, which becomes a modified version of Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 that he sings during the opening title montage, showing his daily routine as his buxom female servants clean and maintain his temple while Pitka has his every whim and desire taken care of. Is the joke meant to be the contrast between the lyrics that he's singing about working hard when he's actually living an incredibly easy existence? Or is it simply, hey, wouldn't a Dolly Parton song be funny if you played it on the sitar? This is clearly Myers trying to replicate Austin Powers' soul bossa nova title sequence, and just like Austin, Pitka is a celebrity in his own right, having
Look,
given advice to the likes of the Beatles and Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, and he's sure not to date.
Oh, yeah. I now remember this movie was probably made in 2007 and came out in 2008. So this was back when Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Oh man, this has not aged well, obviously. Oh man, yeah, this looks fake. I've seen deep fake videos on the internet that were made for cheap. A $62 million movie does worse than what you can deep fake for like $100. Makes no sense.
Horrendous photoshops. Oh, and it culminates in Myers sticking his head up his arse, just like his creative process. He can't have been a very good guru because both those relationships are notorious for breaking up. And how old was he when he started working with the Beatles? 15? Another former Daily Show correspondent pops up, John Oliver, evidently trying to outdo Jon Stewart's own terrible filmography. He plays Pitka's manager and his name is Dick Pants.
Okay, I understand Lecoq Grande and Coach Cherkoff. That's not even clever. For God's sake. That's what I was saying. You can't keep doing dick jokes. Oh my god. Yeah. Literally. It's like, that's not even creative. It's like, something an 8-year-old would open. It's like something an 8-year-old would come up with. The script must have been written by a little 8-year-old. I don't know. Because, forget it. I just want to play.
Dick Pants? That's not even clever! That's an name an 8-year-old would come up with! He must have really taxed his brain when he came up with Coach Cherkoff beforehand.
Have you seen today's paper?
Don't.
I also want to say, plus, this is very creepy. I guess Ben Kingsley has found movies worse than Iron Man 3 and Thunderbirds. It's like the role John Oliver's playing is an exact is like an imitation of Alan Cumming. I'm pretty sure they offered that role to Alan Cumming and unintentional. And he was like, I don't like the script. Find someone else. It's like, yeah. Sometimes I'm just gonna shut
Tell me
up.
it's another article about Deepak Chopra being number one.
Not in as many words.
On the front page, no less! Wow, that must have been a really slow news day. As in there was no news at all. Apparently the reason why Deepak is so popular is because he's guested on Oprah. Just go with it. So Dick informs Picker that the Maple Leafs will pay him $2 million to restore the Roanoke's marriage so they can win the Stanley
Oprah
Cup, and
was,
he will
very
get a spot
famous,
on
so
Oprah
it
as a
was
result, which
it was
will
the
make him
2000s.
succeed Deepak, I guess?
Or some such bullshit.
The movie then flashbacks within a flashback to 30 years ago, where Deepak and Pitka as boys go to visit.
Oh my god, no. No. Oh my god, I think I'm temporarily blind. Oh. Oh. You can tell I'm recording this because on the bed. Oh. Ow. My leg. My leg. Ow. Ow. Okay. Maybe if I open my eyes, it'll be gone forever. Nope, it's still there. Still there. Creepy. Creepy CG Mike Myers. Oh my god. I thought the effects in The Last Airbender were horrible. At least half the effects in that movie were good. Were decent. Not good, just decent. Ugh. Not even, Superman's CGI mouth in Let me just cover. CG mouth in Justice League is as bad as what I just saw here. And I'm covering my hand because I just don't want to see it. I am never going to sleep again. I am going. This is why I hope double baptisms, not even a baptism from Mother Teresa, could remove this from my head. Oh. Oh. You proof that Mike Myers is, hypocritical and egotistical. He can't even hire a kid to play a younger version of himself. Okay. And he's now wearing a Farrah Fawcett shirt. Don't ruin Farrah Fawcett. How dare you try and ruin Farrah Fawcett for me, Mike Myers? Why? It's too creepy. I can't cover it too much because then my arm hurts. I am never gonna sleep again. I think I remembered seeing at least clips of this movie, just to say I saw it when I never did. This is creepy as hell. I showed this to my friends. They were like, "Oh, Lord, no." Oh, God. Okay. I don't know where I'm angled, and I don't care. If I'm hiding under here, you won't see my.
Holy crap, that's terrifying! Who convinced them that putting Mike Myers' oversized head on a child body would be funny? I'm gonna have nightmares.
No, that's not even funny.
For weeks. Anyway, they're going to visit
See, it's
Guru
bad.
Tugging My Pudder, played by a cross-eyed Ben Kingsley, who proceeds to be all gross and weird, like for some reason pouring tea through his nostrils so he can make sure it's bogey fresh. 30 years ago, Ben Kingsley won the Academy Award for playing Gandhi. Now he's playing... I don't even know what the fuck this is. And he's of Indian descent too, which only makes things worse. Let's skip the doggy-styling missionaries joke and cut to the chase. Picker lost his parents at a young age and wants to become a guru to attract girls for some reason, so Tugging My Pudder punishes him by forcing him to wear a huge chastity belt with an elephant on it, because trunk? I get the impression.
Actually, I'm gonna do something very quick. Maybe I'll get the thought of terrible floaty CG Mike Myers head out. I just looked 34 minutes. I've really got to stop pausing every time, but it's like I always like to talk about interesting things. Alright.
Impression that because Pitker's an American, Myers can claim that he isn't stereotyping Hindus or Indians with his performance. But if you American, Myers can claim that his trunk? I get the impression that because Pitka's an American, Myers can claim that he isn't stereotyping Hindus or Indians with his performance. But have you seen Ben Kingsley? In his ashram, Pitka is holding a ceremony for his visitors, including Jane and Cherkov, where he bombards the audience with humorous acronyms. The character of Pitka is where he bombards the audience with humorous acronyms. The character of Pitka is horrible, even leaving aside his questionable stereotyping. He's vain, and the only thing he thinks about more than himself is sex. His appearance itself just looks odd and creepy, with the look of a demented cultist about him. And just to add insult to injury, he has not one but two obnoxious running gags, sticking TM and
I have to pause again. Yeah, my mom needed some help. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Well, I don't know. Speaking as an evangelist. No, I made it as a vow that I will never let my religion interfere with my work.
the end of his catchphrases.
Be loving and... I feel like I should laugh because I've lost the ability to cry. Because at least laughter can also mean crying on the inside.
And peddling his self-help books with funny names the camera lingers on so you can absorb their genius. Myers trots out these gags time and time again, even though they didn't work the first time, and all these traits combined create a character that is singly off-putting and loathsome. Quite what he expected audiences to like is anyone's guess.
I myself have a guru, and my guru had a guru, Guru Cheddar from Under. Cheddar from Under had a guru, Guru hath a small wiener.
And of course he had his guru. Guru, don't Indians have funny names?
Matthew's one guru joke was funnier than whatever I saw Myers do. You know your movie sucks when even the review based on it is funnier than the actual movie.
Post-show, he goes to the VIP room for the customary cameos, but it seems the big guest stars of the Austin Powers movies smelled the stench of this project a mile away, so we have the C-list likes of Jessica Simpson and a very, very confused-looking Val Kilmer. Again, being a disciple of Guru Pitka doesn't seem to work out well for people.
Oh man, Val Kilmer. I feel bad for Val Kilmer, especially because he had throat cancer. He has to use something to speak. Like his voice is very raspy. I wonder how they're gonna. I don't know. I just feel bad for Val Kilmer overall.
Another running gag the movie has is the characters use Mariska Hargitay as a mock Hindu greeting, but then this happens.
Mariska Hargitay.
Hold on. I gotta grab something here. I need a cushion. I'm now sitting on a stool. It's better for me than trying.
Hey, Mariska Hargitay. We are establishing the Mariska Hargitay Special Victims Unit.
You know, I was kind of thankful that Myers explained she was from Law & Order SVU because I had no idea who she was the first time I saw this. But still, it kind of breaks the logic of the joke when she actually turns up for a cameo. Also, is Guru Pitka opening a centre for rape victims? That's kind of awkward. Pitka is introduced to Jane, who he instantly falls for, as represented by this out-of-nowhere Bollywood spoof. Yeah.
Even Bollywood would be cringing at this. I don't know if this movie was attacked by, the Indian community. I should look it up.
Yes, enough of that, please.
Oh! This little guy scared the crap out of me.
Who is this prick?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You are a midget.
Ladies and gentlemen, the high and enlightened Guru Pitka, who acts terrified of little people and insults them. Nice character consistency.
This is legitimately the same joke. This is literally the same joke that was in Austin Powers 2 and 3. where it's jokes about, hey, look how small Mini-Me is, or hey, look, Mini-Me got hit. And I mean, I get that like Vern Troyer got his start as I think it was a stunt double on a lot of kids movies, but it's like enough. Like the jokes aren't funny. I'm sorry. All right. I feel bad for Vern Troyer. It's just.
Not having shown himself as enough of an asshole, Picker then goes into another fantasy sequence, imagining himself on Oprah, who was represented through stock version voice impersonation because they couldn't actually get her. When figures who have prominent cameos won't come near with a 10-foot barge pole, maybe that's a sign you need to seriously rewrite your script. Jane flies Picker to Toronto, who tells him she has been a fan of his ever since her father's death, in a touch of autobiography for Myers, and reveals that she has an inexplicable crush on him.
Well, it's hard to believe a girl like you can't find a man. Intelligent, great rack, tight, bell-shaped.
Oh, this movie went out. Look, I think Jessica Alba, she really is a very beautiful woman, but oh my god. Oh dear Lord. I pray for the poor souls who watch this movie. We're actually forced to see this.
Ass thicker than a snicker.
Yeah. Pilot, can we turn this play around? I think he's gonna force himself on me at any moment.
Hashtag me. This movie would not survive in the hashtag Me Too era.
Jane is hated by the Toronto fans ever since her father bought the team because they've not won the Stanley Cup since. You know, maybe Jessica Alba should stay away from movies about curses after Good Luck Chuck. Picker advises that while others may say bad
Wait, what?
team because they've not won the Stanley Cup since. You know, maybe Jessica Alba should stay away from movies about curses after Good Luck Chuck. Picker advises that while others...
Good Luck Chuck. Oh my god. I bet Jessica Alba's, but I feel like Jessica Alba, she really does need to fire her agent, and she needs to probably do better movies. But hey, Jessica Alba's a very beautiful woman, so I'm never gonna deny. I will say I did enjoy Into the Blue, so there's at least one good. And Sin City. I gotta find another one.
Others may say bad things about you, you must not say them about yourself, which was probably put to the test after the reviews came out.
I had maintenance paint lines to show me.
What?
Is that while others may say bad things about you, you must not say them about yourself, which was probably put to the test after the reviews came out.
I had maintenance paint lines to show me where the crowd can't see me, so they don't boo me and throw stuff at my head.
Well, you know, apart from the fans on the opposite side of the stadium who can clearly see her standing there. Just saying. Picker meets with Darren, and after proving the connection between his love life and hockey, asks him to write an apology letter that Picker will deliver to Prudence. This requires sneaking into Jacques' home, and he ends up getting attacked by his guard Rooster. This might have been funny if Myers didn't take the joke too far and walks in with the Rooster's decapitated head between his teeth. He had cork in his mouth, get it?
Oh. Oh. Not only that, he was in a literal cockfight. I'm here all night, ladies and gentlemen. This movie is killing my brain cells by the second.
Yeah, I hate myself too. He delivers the letter, but Jacques finds him. Whoa!
Looks like he's smuggling a schnauzer.
Man, I almost forgot he had a massive dog until he practically shoved it into my...
Oh, of all the things I wanted to see before I died, Justin Timberlake's, big honker was not what I wanted to see. I should have been doing this blind. Like, at least blindfolded.
My face? Thanks for that. Jacques challenges him to a fight, but Picker tells...
No. You already put for a Fawcett shirt in this movie. Don't take Bruce Lee in vain.
teleports himself out of there. Well, that was 5 minutes which went nowhere. He meets Darren at his new Toronto ashram.
Your entourage must stay behind.
They protect me.
Well, they didn't protect you from that outfit, now did they?
What's wrong with shark skin?
More like gay skin, how about? What?
So the guru is wise and intelligent, except when it comes to little people and homophobia. Those appear to be his two weak spots. Oh, an actual wet. What's really compounding how horrible the feeble excuses for jokes are is how Picker seems to be doubling as his own laugh track, because he's always sniggering, smirking, and outright giggling at his immature wisecracks, as if he's trying to fill the empty void from the audience. Outright giggling at his immature wisecracks, as if he...
Clarity are gonna... Enough with the dick jokes, Mike Myers, please. Oh, man. Oh, 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 dear Lord. I want to die. Oh, dear Lord, take me. Oh, oh. You're legitimately seeing me in actual pain, and also I'm sweating right now. And no, it's not just because Jessica. I'm actually really hot. I'm literally in a closed area. Oh, oh. Well, you got to see me suffer through. Just play. It'll go away.
He's trying to fill the empty void from the audience, and it's a trait that's profoundly irritating and self-indulgent.
I opened my eyes at Myers in the shower. It just became even worse.
I don't know whether Myers is compensating for his own weak material, or he thinks the audience loves him, but it's clear no one's attempted to rein him in and just let him oversell every single gag. Seriously, Mike, no one likes the idiot at the party who laughs at his own jokes. Especially if they're playing an Indian stereotype. Realised through horrific special effects, Picker manages to access Darren's third eye and gets his attention, and he informs him he is going to use the drama technique to mature him. This leads into a flashback to India 15 years ago when Tuggin My Pudder was teaching it to Picker, which involves his students engaging in a dual-wielding mop soaked in his own urine, which is called...
At least this flashback is not gonna scar me for life. I'm just glad not to see Mike Myers' creepy head. Creepy, floaty CG head on a child. Oh.
Stink mop. I feel actively dumber for having transcribed them, which is called stink mop. I feel actively dumber for having transcribed this.
I am not thinking about my chastity belt.
That is distraction.
I am distracted.
Good distraction frees us from emotional pain. Bad distraction gives you a mouthful of whiz.
Oh, so that explains the bad taste in my mouth right now. Seriously, I don't think Myers is being intentionally racist when he depicts his Indian guru as being a gross, twisted weirdo. That's purely out of his own laziness. Anyway, back to the present, and at the first game of the finals, Picker puts the distraction part of drama and practice by telling Darren not to attack anyone for any reason. Also, despite clearly living in America, Picker is flummoxed by the concept of a corn dog, except for the fact it resembles a penis naturally, which he uses to rile up and insult the rival LA Kings players so they personally attack Darren on the ice. But hey, at least not trying to get killed takes his mind off his nerves.
Rob Blake is
lucky. From the future. Matt, don't give this movie any attention. I tried giving it attention. Look what it did to me, man. Look what it did to me. God. 17 minutes, I'm probably 45 minutes in because of my link.
See that.
Yes, they somehow managed to miss the guy cartwheeling through the air off someone's elbow. Not to mention all the other times they viciously fouled him, apparently. Gah! Pick has somehow found a way to make his appearance even more terrifying. The practically psychotic Picker now tells Darren he can fight anyone for any reason, which Darren instantly takes advantage of by violently assaulting Jacques and sending the rink into a full-on brawl.
1 game suspension, Roanoke.
Way to go, Roanoke.
I love my job. 2 games.
I hate my job.
I wanna go.
Poor Vern Troyer still being trotted out as a punching bag because
Exactly.
this is where Austin Powers guys go to die. And since when could referees hand out suspensions while the game is still playing? Isn't that something that normally happens afterwards?
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Put me down, a-hole.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the closest this movie's going to get to winning an Oscar. Although maybe he was practicing his Razzie speech. And because that indignity isn't enough, Cherkov confronts Picker and Jane in his office, which for no...
Note from the future. A positive to come out of the scene is that Troyer took several of the made-to-scale props and furnished them in his home. Okay, this is just this lot. This is probably the only good thing, is that I actually did look this up. Vern Troyer actually used these made-to-scale props and furnished them in his own home. So that's the only good thing to come out of this movie, was that Vern Troyer got, furniture for him that was just made for... okay.
explicable reason is size towards Troyer. I'm starting to feel sorry for the poor guy.
What is your plan?
This is completely unexpected, and I'm scared shitless.
Hippie queer.
Or maybe not. Seriously, what is with the homophobic insults creeping in? I wouldn't even mention the ball gazer gags. Picker has a breakthrough.
Oh, Matthew! Bad Matthew Buck. Go to your room and think about what you just said. Literally breaks through. Where's the...
It turns out Darren has a strained relationship with his mother Lillian and makes him go visit her as the art in drama regression.
Oh, come on. You had to make an Austin Powers gag die. Now you're dragging Wayne's World into this, Mike Myers.
How the mighty have fallen, and yet this is still the best joke in the movie.
Why won't you let your mom come see you play?
It's just that you're not always the most supportive.
And after a good whipping, cream rises to the top.
So does scum.
She hits her son in the face, talks about good whippings. Are they implying his mom beat and abused him? Because wow, that's kind of dark movie. Not a lot of humour there. Understandably, Darren buckles under pressure and can't confront her. Luckily, there is another way to regress him. Take him to a bar and do fart noises in a cup. On second thought, maybe facing his mother might be less painful. But it does the trick for Darren, as he finds it much funnier than we do.
It was at this point that I realized that my student was finally shedding his defenses.
I am talking into my voiceover machine.
That gag might have made more sense if Pick was actually narrating throughout the entire film instead of it coming out of nowhere. And that machine is completely different to the one in the opening. The Leafs lose the second game and Daniel Tosh starts insulting Darren, so Picker hits him and in turn instigates a bar fight. Obviously this guru doesn't believe in pacifism,
I don't
but
even
I
want to
do
pay
like
attention.
seeing him maimed. Yeah, that's just nasty. Still funny than Brickleberry, though. At Niagara Falls, Darren confesses he misses the connection.
Also...
The Brickleberry, though. At Niagara Falls, Darren...
Alright. Since Matthew's paying attention... Hold on. I'm gonna mute here. Right. So Darren is facing here. Behind him is this whole space, and then there's the trees. And then in the next shot, it's their horrible green screen. Nonetheless, their horrible green screen, the river is facing behind him. And just, oh God.
Confesses he misses the connection they have with Prudence.
Sometimes we'd wake up a couple hours later, it'd be like we're the only two people in the world. And she'd say,
Damn,
I would like to have a damn moment like that someday.
How can you be the love guru if you've never been in a relationship?
Yeah, some might say it's a pretty big paradox, but it probably explains why Pitcairn's so profoundly shit at his job, and why he's constantly going on about sex like someone who isn't actually getting any. Jane accepts Pitcairn's invitation to his ashram, which he seems to be treating as a date, given he's playing extremes more than words as she walks in. Again, because he's playing this on the sitar, this apparently constitutes a
Hold on. I'm not even gonna pause the video. I gotta fix it. Down here. Oh man. I've somehow made the situation even worse.
joke. I get the impression he might dominate the evening.
Rajneesh will now prepare a dish made of 2 lychees wrapped in a doughy pouch. Nuts in a... sling.
You want curlies on your nuts?
Of course I want curlies on my nuts.
Don't forget your pickle.
We get it! The food looks like testicles! You don't need to spend the next minute literally bashing the joke into the ground!
You see, this is what I'm talking about. On the outside, I'm laughing, but it's because I want to mask that I'm actually crying on the inside. As if me watching, bashing into, I don't even care. I just want to
When Jessica Alba seems so uncomfortable in the supposedly romantic scene, she looks like she's laughing out of politeness and embarrassment.
There is no curse. You're just afraid of intimacy. Being vulnerable is being woundable.
I think I'm about to risk something. What's wrong?
I can't explain.
But he can explain. He's literally only doing this because the plot says they need to separate. Although it does probably serve him right for using his own self-help advice as a chat-up line. The Leafs lose the third game and Cherkov starts venting his frustration in all directions.
A picker.
Yes?
What's the capital of Thailand?
Bangkok?
Oh, my balls!
I don't know why Pinker's doubled over in pain, not Cherkov, considering we've already established he's wearing a giant metal chastity belt with an elephant on the front of it. Dick informs Pinker.
He's right. I can't remember. I can't believe I even remembered that. It's like he's protected by a literal metal underwear that would hurt your hand. It'd be like, it'd be like Marv. You'd be like, then you fall back. I'm watching this without my glasses. I don't care if I'm cross-eyed or if my eyes go one separate direction.
If Oprah don't see Darren and Prudence back together by the next game, his spot will go to Deepak and screams at him to take a shortcut like a child. So at a party for the LA Kings...
How will you get Grande away from Prudence?
I have one idea that just might work. Please welcome Celine Dion!
This is my day of lucky! Ah!
Again, the joke...
They dragged Celine Dion out of this. And that's it. I think I'm slowly starting to lose my mind. This movie's what drives people to, end up in the loony bin. They'll just end up in the loony bin and be like...
It kind of falls flat on its face when you can't actually get Celine Dion to do the clearly intended cameo.
Oh, thank God. I thought they actually did get it. It's still worse. Sorry, it's just this movie's making me lose my mind. Yet Matthew still has is still sane. Can't say the
While
same for
Shook is
me.
distracted, Pitka speaks to Prudence and tells her what she had with Darren was much more special and that he's actually changed, during which Jacques overhears about Darren's weakness for his mother. So despite the fact that Pitka has skipped past the maturity and action phase of drama by not overcoming Darren's ma, Prudence and Darren reconcile. Wow, that was easy! I know Pitka's taken a shortcut, but they seem remarkably quick to reconcile and forgive each other considering they were both seeing other people, especially given that was only yesterday. If you thought all that was uninteresting, well, the movie's hitting its own fast-forward button because it's montage time. Thanks to our revitalised Darren being back on the ice to at least win the 4th and 5th games, and we catch back up with Game 6.
Five-hole trap! Grande saves! Roanoke fell for the 5-hole trap. The 5-hole is here. You can try to beat him here or here.
Please, enough! I can't handle this anymore. They say in these troubling times we need. That's it. I'm gonna have to.
Or even way down here.
You know, just once...
Or here. Or even way down here.
You know, just once, instead of scribbling yet another penis joke on screen, I'd like to see a vagina gag instead. You know, mix things up, equal opportunities and all that.
Don't give him ideas. It looks like it'd be even worse, Matthew.
The opening for one was right there! I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Despite this, the Leafs win the 6th game and are now tied with the Kings, and Darren's comeback has secured Pitka's place on Oprah, which he doesn't seem so enthused about anymore, possibly because of his guilty conscience, or he's just realised what a stupid plot this is. So it looks like Pitka's job is seemingly done, which is odd because I thought they needed to win the cup first, but he's sore because he hasn't been able to express his feelings to Jane since he still hasn't tried to explain his vow of celibacy. Dude, she is quite clearly in love with you and a fan of your work. I think she'd understand.
I don't really understand celibacy. I think it's the worst thing. I don't know why people will be like, I will not marry, nor will I bear children. And they're like this. Celibacy is just the worst thing ever. I understand why some people wouldn't want to do it, but I just don't care.
There's literally no conflict here! So it's now time for the decisive 7th game of the Stanley Cup. Oh, and the circus is in town, including an elephant, which is so forced I'm sure it won't amount to anything.
The elephant in the room! Damn it! I will say this, I will accept this forced joke over probably the 365 dick jokes that Mike Myers had in this movie.
Why you got your heads down, Tabernacle? I still have a few tricks on my sleeve.
Do the LA Kings not have a coach of their own? Has Jacques been single-handedly managing the team as well this whole time? So Jacques finally puts his secret weapon into use by bringing Lillian in to watch her son and sing the national anthem. You know that he could have done at any of the earlier games. And Darren predictably freaks out, which Pitka sees at the airport whilst waiting for his flight to Oprah, and parts ways with the unsussly named Dick so that he can rush back and
That was the only...
help him. He then informs Jane she has to tell Cherkov to call a timeout to buy him some, which requires going out to the stadium and confronting her detractors.
You suck, Fuller!
No, you suck! You can all just kiss my Canadian ass!
Again, that was really kind of easy. I get the impression that in many ways Mars is using this as a vehicle to say that we can overcome our fears by simply confronting them, but then the resolutions are so straightforward, you wonder why they were such a big deal in the first place. And speaking of simple solutions, once Pitka arrives at the stadium, he drops trowel to admit he wears a chastity belt, which he completely understands, so it's a total non-issue. Darren has sealed himself inside the locker room, but he lets Pitka inside.
What is it you can't face?
What'd you just say to me?
What is it you can't face?
I can't face my mom. Will you help me?
I can't.
Well, I suppose he did kind of take my advice and add vagina joke in there somewhere, because it's a running gag that Pitka's accent means that can't sounds like a naughty word. I think he's running a contest to see how crude he can be and still keep his PG-13 rating.
Wait,
so
what?
Contest accent means advice and
That you can't face.
himself inside the locker room, but he lets Pitka inside.
What is it you can't face?
What'd you just say to me?
What is it you can't
You should have backed out of that vagina joke, Matt. Oh.
face?
I can't face my mom. Will you help me?
I can't.
Well, I suppose he did kind of take my advice and add vagina joke in there somewhere, because it's a running gag that Pitka's accent means that can't sounds like a naughty word. I think he's running a contest to see how crude he can be and still keep his PG-13 rating. So Darren finally stands up to his mother, which is over in about 10 seconds, while Pitka pulls funny faces. And that was the main conflict of the movie! Darren rushes back out onto the ice with only 31 seconds of the game to go and quickly scores an equalising goal, but gets fouled as he's about to score again, leaving only a second to go to take a penalty. Jacques manages to psych out Darren yet again by telling him that Prudence had her own damn moment when she saw the size of his manhood, so Pitka tells Cherkov to stall once more somehow, which he does by faking a heart attack. This is simply so Troy can be abused once more, as EMTs just whip out the defibrillator, which somehow blasts him across the ice into the goal. Man, with all the abuse that Vern Troy has been put through for the sake of some cheap laughs, I find myself thinking about roles that treated him with some more dignity and respect. Like Keith Lemon the film. Pitka needs the ultimate distraction, which is where the circus elephant comes in, because Pitka's assistant Rajneesh brings in Pitka's pet elephants as well, and if you've suddenly remembered tugging my Putter's statement about Shakespeare and Einstein being distracted by two elephants humping, you've just come to the horrifying realization of what this has been leaning towards.
No! Oh.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck do you even say to that?
No.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck do you even say to that? Oh.
No words, Matthew. I've literally got no words. I'm losing my marbles here!
Yeah, nothing in the rulebook that says that two CGI elephants can't fuck on national television before a penalty shot. Yeah, that's certainly not the definition of cheating. Having got Darren's mind back in the game, which is good because I'm having a hard time focusing right now, he takes the longest second ever to shoot the penalty, managing to overcome Jacques' five-hole trap to score the winning goal, meaning the Leafs have won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, come on! Hold on, who's that by his side?
Goal, meaning the Leafs have won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, even worse, Kanye's in this. Oh, my eyes. My eyes. My eyes. Even worse, it's like, if this wasn't even more of a vanity project, Mike Myers is still gonna play. I get it, because playing multiple characters worked in Austin Powers. That's because it was Austin Powers. This is where Austin Powers gags go to die, like Matthew said. Where's the button?
Mike Myers just made a cameo as himself in a movie where he plays the title character. How the hell does that even work? This is, of course, a reference to the infamous moment where Kanye West declared that George Bush doesn't care about black people during a Katrina telethon, whilst Myers stood next to him looking dumbfounded.
I do not remember that at all, and I don't even care.
A moment which is far funnier than anything actually in this movie. And while on the subject of cameos, Deepak Chopra himself shows up to congratulate Pitka on his success, and Pitka has accepted he doesn't need to be the next Deepak when he can be the first Guru Pitka, hopefully the last with any luck. And after punching Cherkov in the face, they manage to overcome their bitter prejudices. This concludes the flashback as they return to India, where they do the Morgan Freeman gag again, but they still can't get the bloody voiceover machine correct. Alas, there's one final thing to resolve before Jane and Picker can get together.
You may now renounce your vow of chastity.
May I have the key? There is no key. There's a snap in the back.
You think he'd have to finish his vow of chastity before he became a proper guru? And if he's never taken his chastity belt off until now, does that mean he's never been able to take a shit for the last 30 years? And invariably, like any Western movie centered on Indian culture, the movie finishes with a Bollywood-style musical number with all the main cast, which is yet another sitar-based cover, this time the Steve Miller Band's The Joker, bringing this movie to its merciful close. And it's fitting that it ends on a note of self-congratulation, because the Love Guru feels like the product of someone who is far too pleased with themselves. You can see the seeds of the Love Guru in the Austin Powers sequels that increasingly relied on crude humour and penis jokes, but this takes it to a whole new level. I hate to place all the blame on Mike Myers, but when he's the main creative force and is in virtually every scene, it's hard not to. He's downright insufferable in this movie, a giggling nutcase who is so desperate it makes you wonder if Myers was ever really funny. He's so the centre of attention here that he forgets to give many of the supporting players any material of their own, despite a cast of talented actors and comedians who flair around just as badly. The paper-thin plot is simply all about the gags in the moment, disregarding logic's sense of continuity, which is the crucial context of making them funny. Compounding this is, despite Myers' hiatus, many of them are recycled old material from Austin Powers, including Vern Troy himself, while you're beaten over the head with crass sex jokes over and over, just like all the other lame pieces of humour in this movie, and it makes it seem as though Myers' sense of humour stopped developing at age 10. The worst thing is, this movie sells Myers' talent short as a comedian, and it's so dispiriting because we know he can do so much better. The only real positive is that at least it's less than 90 minutes, no doubt thanks to some heavy trimming. UK comedian Omid Jalili gets...
Oh no. Oh, they had to drag him into this?
prominent billing despite having all his lines cut in the one scene he appeared in, and given he was playing Guru such a big knobber, I think maybe we should all be thankful for that.
Yeah.
All I know is that somewhere in the deepest, darkest pits of hell, this and the Master of Disguise are playing as the most punishing double feature.
Oh, the Master of Disguise. Oh. Don't make me think about that.
Ever made. And if you don't want to taint your memory of Mike Myers, stay as far away from this as humanly possible. I'm Matthew Buck, beating down bad movies everywhere.
Thank God. I'm just gonna see 1 hour and 12 minutes. Oh God. Oh God. Well, safe to say, let's look it up. I'm looking at it now. 3.8 on IMDb. 69% of Google users. I hope that God finds the 69% of users who like this and punishes them deeply. I'm looking. Look. Director only made one. This movie only made one movie. Let's see. Look. Michael Myers produced written and starring legitimately, I don't even want to look up the IMDb. I'm gonna copy this because Schnabel, Marco Schnabel. Okay, let's see what he's written. Okay, I'm looking. Producer, NCIS, The Librarians, the Mr. Peabody and Sherman Show, associate producer on Austin Powers and Goldmember, writer, NCIS, Rocky and Bowling, let's see, Librarians, and 2 Librarian movies. Editorial department, Mr. Peabody Sherman. Additional crew. Okay, so he's a production associate on Austin Powers International Man and Mystery, and second unit visual consultant on Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me. And was the second unit director on Meet the Parents, Austin Powers and Goldmember, and additional second unit on Meet the Fockers. The Love Guru is this guy's only film. You know it's bad enough when you don't even have your own Wikipedia page, and the best you can do is look up IMDb, and you look, oh my god, this is... Even what I noticed in the credits, look at this. The cinematographer for this movie, Peter Deming. How? Look, Evil Dead 2, My Cousin Vinny, Joe's Apart, let's see, Lost Highway, Austin Powers International Man of Mystery, and Austin Powers and Goldmember From Hell, Mulholland Drive, Scream 2, Scream 3, the first Scream movie, Mystery Alaska, I Heart Huckabees, literally. They hired the guy who shot Evil Dead 2 to... I am appalled at this. This is torture. Let me see if... I'm gonna look up Jessica Alba's filmography, because I am just now curious. Alright, look at me. I'm legitimately brain dead right now. Alright, Never Been Kissed. I'll say, I actually do enjoy Never Been Kissed. I don't care what people say. Let's see. Sin City, Into the Blue. Herself is not knocked up. The Eye. I don't remember that movie. Oh. Yeah. I've seen. She's only done 3 movies I've actually liked. The rest are just bad. Romany Malco. Let me see if he was in anything. Conrad Shepard on Weeds. See what films he's done. Okay, Mitch in the Tuxedo. Jay and the 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's where I recognize it. Oh, Blades of Glory. Baby Mama. Gulliver's Travels. Think Like a Man. Las Vegas. Top 5. That one was actually good. Okay, well, I wasn't really familiar with him. Ron... I knew that guy was recognizable. Ron Hubel. As a bar patron. I remember, yeah, he was John Calabasas on the Goldbergs. Yeah, Omar Jalili. Why? British actor, comedian, and writer. He is bilingual in English and Persian. Let's see. Yeah, the warden in The Mummy, the one who gets killed off. A cashier at coffee stop, Notting Hill. The World Is Not Enough. Gladiator. Spy Game. That was a good movie. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Oh, the voice of Tiger the Cat in Over the Hedge. And Parts of the Caribbean at World's End. Nutcracker in the Form. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at here. $62 million. This movie cost $62 million. And it only made 40.9 million overall. Let's see, critical response. Let's see. Roger Ebert. Oh, I'm just interested in this now. I'm zooming in to this. Watch. Harry Knowles. That Harry Knowles, although we should, was disgusted with the film, considering it one of the worst films of at least the past several years, going so far to declare it as a career-killing film for Myers. You know a movie's bad enough when even Harry Knowles hates it. I mean, like, Myers later poked fun at the film's failure in an appearance on the December 20th, 2014 episode of Saturday Night Live, where he appeared as Dr. Evil, giving advice to Sony on its cancellation of. Really want to put a bomb in the theater? Do what I did. Put in the Love Guru. And even Myers himself disowns the movie. Oh my god. 3 editors to do this thing, this bullshit. Toronto Maple. Oh, so they are an actual team. I'm only a casual hockey viewer. Oh, that's. Yeah. Let's see. This review was originally posted in July 2014, and this is re-edited that runs. Yeah. It's bad enough when even Mike Myers admits that the film is awful. I've been recording this for an hour and 21 minutes. Because the film is so bad, it made me pause at various points. Yeah. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for now. I guess I should leave a like on the video, because it's Matt, and I'll like anything he does. I really do miss the bad movie Beatdowns. Let's see if he's re-uploaded anything. Because I do think, some of his original videos were claimed. And, yeah. Let's see. No, hold on. Oh. Oh, God. Alright, so. No. 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 No, no. So, it looks like he hasn't really. Oh. His last one was on a movie called The Marksman. Not the one with Liam Neeson. Yeah, so he hasn't really uploaded them in quite a while. I do miss the bad movie beatdowns, though. I wish I could see more of those. So I'll leave a link to the original video. I'll have to upload this tomorrow, because it is now 10:24. I am tired. And I should just end the video before I lose my mind anymore. So, thanks for watching. I'll leave a link down to the original video down in the comments, because I'm nice, and even more nice, I will leave a link to Matthew's channel down in the comments, and who knows, maybe even a Renegade Media Group, because I just name dropped Renegade Media Group during the video now, and a link to my Instagram page. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and till next time, stay safe, and may God have mercy on us all.